Good morning, everybody. Let's mute that. Rhonda, how are you? Rhonda's muted, so she must be probably making coffee. How is everybody? Everyone's having a good day. Just fixing things here. Why it wasn't fixed before, I don't know. I didn't get to it. So hi. Hello, everybody. This is Selling and Laughing. What's she saying? This is where we'll hang out. We'll show some stuff if we have time. And go from there. There she is. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
I had completely lost
fighting
my
with those kids this morning. So I'm like, why right now do we have to fight? You gotta argue right
now. So everyone jokes with me about, and I'm very open about how I go to bed early. I stayed up until 3 this morning and got everything done and ready to go for today, except prepare for this show. So
that's not my fault.
That's not your fault. Hey, Vintage Memories, how are you? And so I went into Kim's channel last night. It's about to get real, and I was just listening in, and towards the end, it got silly because Kim was sharing some of her knowledge of different animal parts, and that's all I'll say for the morning show. You can go back and watch that if you want, but it got hilarious. But so something got brought up last night, and Rhonda, I'm hoping you can help me. And if not, maybe we can get a professional, JJ's opinion on it or explanation to kind of explain it to because I think it's important for the YouTube community, the auction, selling, reselling community, to understand this. It's something that it's kind of the way it is, and everybody goes with it, but it kind of became an issue last night on Kim's channel, so I wanted to. So two people are bidding, right?
Right.
I bid 18. You bid 20. I go out, and it's for choice. There's a bunch of things on the table for choice, or like Nikki has, 6 different brooches up or something. You pick your whatever one you want. You pick 2 of them, and you pay your $40, right? It then comes to me, and they say, "Hey, Jabby, do you want any of the remaining ones for $20?" Right? That's standard practice so far. What happened last night was people were saying, "Well, no, I didn't. I want mine for 18, so I'll take my whatever I want for 18 now." And people were saying, "No. It's the high bid gets, the backup bidders have to pay the high bid price, unless right."
Right.
And that got into why they didn't bid that much, and if they wanted to bid that much, they would have come in at that much, and you should be able to go back down the line. So I go, I get mine for 18, and then if there's anything left, whoever came in at 16 gets theirs. And it turned into a big debacle, and
here's the thing.
I agree. Everybody should pay $20. That's my
the high bid. We have a high bid for a reason when there's choice. So the highest bidder can come in and take what they want. There's a reason for high bid with choice. The next person who is next in line gets to have a choice of whether or not they want to pay the high bid for the next item. There is, unfortunately, some sellers who will take the next bid down to the next buyer. So that can cause some confusion. At the end of the day, it should be up to the channel owner or the seller, but especially the channel owner. But this is something they should have discussed pre going live.
Well, yes, I agree. I also think that this is my opinion, that you bid 20, you put that risk out there, right? So if you're going to sell them to that person for 18, sell them to me for 18. Or you know what I mean? In our example,
exactly.
You know, just because I,
100%.
you know, if you,
I am 100% behind that. We do high bid for choice for a reason. That way, the highest bidder gets to choose, and then if the next person who's backup bidder would like to take what they want at the high bid, then that's up to them. If they don't, then they don't.
Right. Well, and
then
so
the items get taken away, and you move on.
Move on. Well, and Vintage Memories just said here, so I'm going to highlight Vintage Memories. High bid means any and all bidders will pay the high bid price. End of the day, it's the seller's rules, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is where it got interesting. The channel owner said, everybody pays the high bid. The seller, who was a guest, said no. So that's where it got sticky.
Then the whole lot should have been, the high bidder should have gotten their choice, and the rest of the lot should have been pulled.
Right.
If the next backup bidder was not willing to pay the high bid, then the lot should have been pulled.
And that is that is how it ended up. But there was some too much back and forth, I guess, on it last night, and I couldn't. At 2 in the morning, right after being up all day, being up for almost 24 hours and selling and everything, I couldn't articulate a good reasoning for it, right?
Right.
I couldn't. The words weren't coming out of my fingers on the keyboard, so. And it wasn't really my issue. I was just in the chat causing trouble like I usually do.
Exactly, Robin. Exactly. Because you can't have one rule for one seller, another rule for another seller, but be in the same auction.
Exactly.
And pretty much throughout all of our auctions, it runs the same.
Right.
High bid gets choice. Bidder, next bid. Oh my gosh, backup bidder gets choice, but they pay high bid.
And you know, I've been going to, so the YouTube auction thing to me is in the last 2 years. You know, it's kind of new for everybody in the last couple years, new, right, for most of us. I've been going to live auctions pretty much my entire life, and I've never ever seen it where the backup bidder doesn't pay the high bid.
High bid,
ever.
Yeah.
Ever in a live. I mean,
now if you're going to let backup bidder pay, say the high bid's 20, you let the backup bidder pay 18, then the high bidder gets to pay 18 as well. You drop them both.
That's how I look at it, right? Yeah. It got painful last night. That's what it was. It was painful to watch, and that was my comment in the chat. This is painful. But again, at 2 in the morning, I was not thinking clearly on. I wasn't expecting such heavy conversation at 2 in the morning.
Right.
I did learn something about Kim though, and like I say, you got to go back and watch. She had to. She knows a lot about the male reproductive parts of different animals. And that's what we'll leave it there. Yeah, I agree, Kutzer. It's and is the chance that the person that bid 18, they can say pass, and then you don't get any more sales. That's part of the game.
Exactly.
But
I mean, if you have 2 Trifari brooches and then a piece of jewelry that's worth only $4. Okay, that I can comprehend allowing, because you knew what everybody was bidding for.
Right.
So that's one thing. But to do that, usually people start the bid over. You go, okay, everybody was going for the Trifari. How about we just start the bidding over for this last piece?
You can do that. I think that's on the seller. I mean, you shouldn't don't put in a piece
No,
of
exactly.
Claire's jewelry with a Crown Trifari brooch, right? I mean,
right.
as choice. That doesn't make, that's on the seller, in my opinion.
But mistakes happen. That happens sometimes. You put in 3 pieces. One of the pieces is what everyone is going after, and the other 2 pieces nobody wanted. And that's when you start the bidding over. But to say, oh, okay, you can have it at 18 and you have to pay for the other 2 at 20. No.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like I say.
Shipping rules can be a bitch.
Yeah, I agree. We try to,
especially for new sellers that don't know anything about pirate ship or how to get you the best deal, and you get your invoice and you're like, what? I know damn well it doesn't cost that much to ship.
I agree with that 100%, and that's why like JJ, if you're on JJ's channel, he wants you to do free shipping after $30.
Yeah,
right. I kind of like that too. You come here, I do the $5 and $10, and we try to get it so that it's like that. I mean, it's not always possible, but
usually people work with that.
Exactly.
But if they don't do the 5 and 10, they do pirate ship, and they're they let everybody know.
Hey, Miss Bonnie, how are you?
Morning, Bonnie.
Yeah, Robin, I've had that happen to me a couple times. You go into a new channel, and I kind of go in assuming it's going to be calculated shipping. Like I'm paying actual shipping if it's not announced somewhere. That's my assumption. I assume the worst case for me in what I'm paying, and but there have been a couple times, the seller used only medium flat rate boxes for everything, and it would have shipped for like $6, maybe $8, but they charged me the $14 in flat rate box because that's what they use for everything, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, no. That's like the one time I went to High Bid thinking I would get some good deals. I got some great deals, some Murano glass. I was feeling great.
Yeah.
Then they hit me with their shipping and handling, and I said, "What?" I got 2 small Murano glass pieces. I ended up $9 was my final bid, but my shipping was $86.
Yeah, because
I said, "No, not happening. Sorry. I'll take the hit where I can never bid with you guys again because I'm not paying $86 in shipping. That's insanity."
Because I've seen them where it's a $10 handling fee for every item on High Bid, and then they give it to a courier type place.
Yep.
Yeah, and they charge to come pick it up. The mileage.
They charge for their packaging. They charge.
Shipping is too much. I can't pay for it. I will split it a lot of times. When I list the item, I think it's going to cost $9 to ship. I'll charge $4.55. 86. Did you get a kiss?
Right? They're good. They probably use the small priority box.
There's a lot, we can there's a lot of people that have unsound shipping, right? Not the best, but there's a group on Facebook that does auctions, live auctions on Facebook, and I belong to their group, and I get tagged on their sales and usually can get some good deals, and they advertise we charge you exact shipping, right? We're not, and you're like, okay, that's fine. I bid knowing that. Well, as a guy that ships 120 packages a week, right, I kind of know what shipping costs are. um, I know that would have been bad. I know, I know what the max is for first class, like when I'm selling a pin or a pair of earrings or whatever. And they charged me $7 for a first class package. And I said, and I was like, that for 2 ounce, it was a 2 ounce thing. They were really light bottle cap things. And I messaged them. I said, even the retail price isn't that high on 2 ounces from across the country. And they were like, oh no, that's what it came out to. And I said, okay, see you later. I'm out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
At most, you're gonna pay like $4 from New York to Cali. $4.86.
Yes. $4.26 now is what it costs.
$4.26, yeah.
Ounces. $4.26.
It's like $3.86 from here to Florida.
Yep.
Kretzler, don't be scared of Pirate Ship.
Right.
I can walk you through it. It's really easy to use.
Yeah.
Well, shirts are they could be heavy.
I don't know. We got off topic on the shipping a little bit, but I did, like I say, I was trying to find. That's what I was asking you to articulate the high bid or the backup bidder thing, because I just couldn't come up with the right word.
I would never do that.
I wouldn't either.
It's just not right, and you end up with more pissed off buyers than one happy buyer.
Exactly. Well,
and
I'll
that's
tell you,
not okay.
From me, who is in a lot of channels and I support a lot of channels, I get into some bigger bidding, not hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I'm not afraid to bid in some of these auctions if there's something that I want. And if that started happening, I would be out immediately.
Yeah.
I'd be out. I'd be like,
yep,
never again.
And that's how you lose buyers.
Because there has to be a way there's a way to scam everything, right? So there would be a way to always be the second best bid, or always try to be the second best bid and get a deal on something. Or I say get a deal, but get it for less than what the other buyer bought. And that comes true. So here's another good reason. If you're doing different,
I was just gonna say, there's also the buyers can start talking to each other in the chat. I'm going for this one.
Yeah, that's no good.
What are you going for? And then you lose money tenfold.
Right. So, yeah, that's no good. That definitely is no good. It's not a. You take. I'll take this one. You take that one. So the example I gave was if we had like two different Trifari brooches, and it was using Nikki's example, right, where she puts up 6 different animals and you choose which animal you want in the brooches or keychains or whatever. But what happens if you have, and so everybody pays the $20. It makes sense. What if you have, I'm just holding up this puzzle. If I had 15 of these puzzles, right, brand new, all of the same, and I said $20. And who needs 15 of those puzzles, right? So maybe someone says, I'll take 2, I'll take 1, I'll take 1. And then the backup bidder is $5 less. And they're like, yeah, I'll take the rest.
Yeah, no.
You can't do that. I mean,
no. Not without bringing down the high bidder's price.
Exactly. If you want to do it for everybody, fine. Then that's. And I've seen that happen. So there are people out there in our community that we all know.
That's why we can't literally enough. That word. I can't speak.
What is it?
Literally. So we can't say it enough or describe it enough when we are getting ready to sell. High bidder gets choice. Backup bidder gets choice at high bid price.
Yep.
It's the same everywhere. There's only, I know of one seller that doesn't do it like that. And, I cringe, but it's their way, so meh. But
So
across the board, I believe it should be high bid, choice, backup bidder gets it at high bid. If they don't want it, they don't have to take it.
So I guess the bigger lesson here for everybody, right, is if you're going to be on somebody's channel,
discuss the rules.
Don't show up 3 minutes if you've never sold with them before, right?
Right.
I mean, if you or me or Nikki or whatever are running late and we show up 3 seconds or 3 minutes after the auction starts, we kind of have an idea. We've done it enough times. We don't need to go over the basics.
Right.
But if you're if you're a guest on someone's channel and it's your first time, either through email or agree to meet in the back room in the green room.
Yeah, all that stuff should be discussed.
You got to figure that stuff out.
Pre-go live.
Yeah. That was it was just an interesting almost heated conversation last night. So, and again, I was just in the chat. I wasn't even, my physical voice couldn't be heard because I was just like, no. So
it would have been hard for me to be quiet if I was there.
I didn't have to. There were enough people in there that
voicing their opinion.
Yeah, well, they were, they're people that you see in a lot of auctions, right? I mean, you see them in chats,
right.
Not just the small 30-person auctions, but the ones that get 100 people every day. You see them there, so they, you see how it works. So I don't know. Go to it was a great auction. It really was. There were a lot of great stuff. And like I say, towards the end, Kim got very descriptive in her knowledge of some things. So go back and watch Kim's auction from last night. It's about to get real. So, and Rhonda, maybe you can speak to that. I know we're getting off topic here, but I think this is good for everybody as we go through. And you can maybe speak to this a little bit, Rhonda, as a mod for many. That was one of the things last night too. There was a mod last night that wasn't getting the information she wanted to sell things, and I know people always forget to give Rhonda the starting bid or whatever all the time. She's always saying, "Give me the number first, right? Let's get that number out there for people to comprehend." But that's another thing. You got to talk to your host and talk to your mod and say, what do you want?
Yeah.
What information do you want first? How do you want me to show? Whatever.
That's what I used to always do with new people, because you don't know them, new seller. So you make sure you're there early in the green room, so when they come in, you can introduce yourself. You can, talk to them about the way you do things, and they can explain to you how they do things, and you get the email information and all that stuff. So, but sometimes not everyone meshes. So,
right.
And not everyone cares what the mod is doing, so they don't, you know what I mean?
That's a very good point. I've seen that too, where it's, I will say, as someone that works with Rhonda as my mod, I have a mod for a reason, right? Some of it is like, I can't sell. I have some sort of mental block of trying to watch all of the chat and sell what I'm selling on the table. I'm very slow at that, and I fully admit it. Also, having someone just to engage in people as they come in, that's the hot suck.
He calls me the warden, Annie. He doesn't like me either.
I know. Hey, Annie, good morning. Dirt
A
Road
lot
Memories.
of times mods can make or break a channel. So
Right. Well, and
communication between a mod and the channel owner or a seller is very important.
Yeah. And that goes to, I get to Dirt. I want to come back to that Dirt Road Memories comment there in just a second, but that communication is key, because I've seen so many times I go into channels, they have a mod. It's not Rhonda, it's a different mod. Wonderful, wonderful people, do a great job. But the seller made a change, and the mod is trying to work with that change on the fly. Like a text, an email, a 10-second backroom conversation. You didn't think to tell the person that's running your channel, it's modding your channel to that you made a change with on a date or a time or a shipping policy or anything like that. It's just funny to me how many times that happens, where they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were doing free shipping now."
Yeah.
So.
Oh, thanks, guys. There's a lot of great mods. I appreciate that, though.
There are a lot of great mods, and I agree. I think Rhonda's the best, and part of it is because Rhonda's on panel. I believe that's a big part of it. Of any mod, it's tough to have a mod in the chat, in my opinion. It's really tough to have a mod in the chat with the delay.
That lag can hurt an auction big time. The lag is something. Whoa. When I first started modding, I was only in the chat, and it was just like the lag from StreamYard to the chat, and then you type in the chat, and then StreamYard chat is lags.
Yep.
So it takes another 10 seconds for what we write in the live chat for it to pop up in StreamYard.
Right. And what that does for me is knowing I have some sort of weird mental block of being able to watch the chat and sell, that just makes me have to watch the chat. I mean,
yeah.
If I have to read my mod's chat to know what's going on, I don't need a mod, right? I can do that.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be slow, but it's the same thing. It's just whether I read Kretzer's comments as bids or I read the mod's comments as numbers that bids that are placed. It's the same. I'm still reading somebody's comments. So.
Oh, Kretzer. I just don't like authority, Kretzer.
I know. I still don't like cops. Back to Dirt Road's memory. I've seen sellers run things for choice, though, that were not on the same worth level, trying to get more for an item that wasn't worth. Yeah, that's
what we were talking about before.
Right. That's putting a Claire's piece in with a Trifari piece, and if you do it by mistake, that happens. If you're doing it to pull the wool over somebody's eyes on value, well, then that's not cool. That goes to the sellers.
Yeah. Inexperience
and
greediness.
There you go.
I didn't mean to say that.
I also do not like not knowing who the mod is. That's a good point too. I mean, usually it's by capital letters, or if they're in the chat, it's tough to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
It's tough to tell. I sold some good brooches the other day. To cops? Kretzer? You selling to cops? Anyway, so that we got off topic there a lot from selling and laughing, but I wanted to bring it up because it did get. I think it was 2 a.m. when I texted you, Rhonda, and said, "Oh my God, what's going on in here?" I don't know what time was that. I'm looking. Oh, it was earlier than that. It was like midnight.
12:30. Yeah. 12 o'clock. Yeah.
But so I don't know if you went in, if you were in there lurking or not. I don't know.
No, I was not.
I do have a couple things today I'll sell. So I sold yesterday. I haven't sold this much in a while. It feels good, and I don't mean in terms of volume. I just mean in terms of time, right? I've had my shows. I was on with Rhonda last night. This is the first time in I'll say 6 weeks that I've been able to do all of my shows with my scheduling. So, and then
Yeah, I
Rhonda,
kind of felt lost last night at first with Treasures to Die For.
I know we were like, what do we do
We
here?
haven't done this show in so long. What are we doing?
And so what I am enjoying, and I've said this for weeks now, I'm enjoying the fact that when I sell, um, I'm kind of invoicing as we go, shipping every day, so that I don't have to ship 50 packages on Sunday or Monday or whatever day it is. And then it's happening now. I know you guys can't see it, but it's allowing me to bring more stuff in more often. I get to rotate it out, rotate it in, rotate it out. I'm still working on getting organized and getting stuff together, but um, that's the part of it I enjoy, that rotation of stuff in and out, um, instead of having the same stuff next to me for months because I'm holding it for whatever reason. Um, now I'm kind of looking at stuff and saying, if it's been here this long, I'll give it one more shot, and then if it doesn't sell, it's going. That's how I'm looking at it. It allows me to try different things. Goddamn right. I was just by for clean and sort and stuff. What the and that's how it works, Spencer.
Yes, it
Never,
is.
never turn it down. People want to buy, don't turn it down.
Only takes 2 people.
Right.
For an auction.
And that's right. It only takes 2. And if you show the right stuff, both people will be engaged. You're in business. So I don't know if anybody has any other thoughts on all that stuff we talked about earlier. That I needed to bring it up because it is a in the world of YouTube with billions of worldwide subscribers to every subject that you can think of, right? Our little reselling community is quite small, and we all need to learn and step back and make sure that we're all being.
Sometimes you have to learn to step back and learn.
Well, that's true too. Yes. Yep. But I listed like 50 items, 400.
That's one thing I always strive for, to make sure the buyers and sellers are happy. So to find that happy medium for everybody is what's important. Because if your buyers aren't happy, then what's the point? Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you got a list to sell. That's right. That is why I will be listing a few things when I'm done here. Awful thermal shirts. Maybe. I don't know where they are though. They're in one of the totes. I don't know. I've not seen them in a while. But I mentioned last night, I did say I'll bring a couple sweatshirts up if there's people interested, if I have them. But I'm gonna show a couple at a time in auctions and stuff, and just do 1 or 2 at a time. List them. The way I was doing them before just it wasn't working. You have people that wanted bulk orders that didn't order, that still haven't ordered and stuff. So I don't know that I'll be doing
a lot and then don't pay their invoice.
Yeah, and that I'm sorry, folks, but I've had that. And why it happens everywhere, right? People don't pay their invoices. We all know there are people that don't pay, whatever happens. But for me with the sweatshirts, it became like standard practice for people to ring up over $100 of $5 and $3 items and then not pay. So I can't have that. I can't do that. Why on the sweatshirts that became a popular thing, I don't know, but that we can't do that. All right, I'm going to show just a few things today. If anybody's interested, small things. Any drummers out there? These are, and I'm starting off with something I can't even say. Zildjian. Anybody know? Zildjian.
That's a name I haven't heard.
New in the package, drumsticks. They looks like they're from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. They do say that on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Zildjian. Anybody want some drumsticks for $3?
Buy now or start?
We'll start them there if anyone's interested. Zildjian. I'm guilty of that. I get myself in trouble. I'm sorry, Joey. No, Kretzer, because you pay. I'm talking about like not paying at all. At all. Awesome. These memories is in.
I didn't think so. You're lucky I'm fucking late.
I should say everybody that has paid from yesterday is packed and shipped and ready to go. So I will. Do I still see those people? Yeah, all the time. Oh, hey Andrew, how are you? But I do believe that it doesn't make sense for me business-wise to go to bash them publicly. So. Anybody else? Like I say, if you paid from yesterday, it's all packed up and shipped. That's what I did last night.
Sorry, Blue came. I had to walk away.
You're fine.
All right, no other interest. We're going to be all in, all done.
Thank you.
Kretzer.
Well, yeah, and you know, and like I said, this is not. I did not intend today's conversation to be a
turn into bashing sellers
on anybody, sellers or buyers. I really wanted to bring light to that conversation that happened last night about the high bid and the backup bidder. And I'm sorry. I will say I apologize that it went off course there a little bit. That was my main goal, only to talk about that the high bidder.
That always happens though when you talk about.
It does.
Auctions. Because there's a lot of things that people have grievances about, and they don't have a place to.
Well, that's true. That is
talk
true.
about it. So if you bring up one topic, it's
that's
like an
true.
open door to talk about all your grievances.
Which is fine, you know, and that's fine too, because I think if everyone's doing it in a respectful way, we all learn that way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because you know, I watch shows where they talk about stuff like this. I go in and usually I'll lurk in the background, and I've heard people. I'm switching gears here a little bit. I've heard people say that as soon as that stuff starts in a chat, they're gone. Right? As soon as there's an issue, they don't want to be in the chat. They don't want any part of that channel, and they leave.
Yeah.
I say I sit back and watch and listen to what people are complaining about.
Yep.
Right? And if 20 people in the chat say, I paid on Friday and I didn't get my tracking number for 3 weeks, okay, that's clearly people want their stuff. If they pay, they want it quicker than that. Right? So I take that to heart and say, okay, I don't want to be the person they're talking about.
Right.
I've seen people talk about packaging and shipping, so I take all that stuff.
And I've been the lurker at a channel where it was pure chat. It was a chat live, and they talked about nothing but auctions and what their pet peeves are at auctions and all that. I was lurking, and I wrote down all those bullet points and sent it to the sellers that I mod for, so that way they were aware of what buyers were irritated about.
Right.
And I have to tell you, a lot of those sellers took it to heart and changed some of the way they did things to appease more buyers.
Right.
And so that's why I always tell people I am an open door. You can contact me anytime if you have any grievances with any seller, and I will do my best to make it better or do what I can to help the buyer with the seller with communication. Because sometimes communication between the two sucks.
Yep.
Either the buyer isn't getting what they need from the seller, or the seller isn't getting what they need from the buyer. And I am more than happy to be the person in the middle to make it better.
This is your channel, Jerry? Wait, finish memories. Good conversation. Wait, this is your channel. We do learn by working together. That's true. It goes to the mod piece too, right? Ron and I, if we're not on panel together, we usually chat at least, if not every day, every other day. Even if it's just something stupid and funny, we're sending messages back and forth all the time. But I think people use a mod a lot because it's the thing to do, right? Maybe they feel like it brings them up a level on their channel. Use your mod and I say use your mod, don't use your mod. Work with your mod to build your channel and grow, not just to keep up with the Joneses, right? I mean, I see so much of that. It's like, I need to have a mod. Well, you show live once every 6 weeks, right? I mean, do you? I don't, maybe you need to reassess before you go working like that. Unless, I mean, like you said, unless you just got somebody that doesn't mind doing it. But I don't know. I'm in a deep philosophical thought on all of this, and I did not mean to get down in that. Dive into that.
Almost all of us are learning as we go, and if we don't know we are doing something wrong and it's hard to change, it's good to be aware of what is expected and wanted of the interactions. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
But you have to have people in your circle that are willing to say, hey, I watched your auction today, and I have to tell you, there's some things that I think you should be aware of.
Right.
A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to build your circle, right? You got to build your circle. You got to trust and you got to trust them. You have to be firm, right? It's your channel, your money, your business, whatever. It's your time, right? Nobody's using me as an example. Nobody's going to tell me to ship. I have to ship and miss Abby's concert or something, right? No, I'm not doing that. But you have to be, you have to be firm, but also flexible, because like Kretzer said in the chat, stuff happens to everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did you smoke breakfast? This is kind of deep, man. Nope. No.
Only a pothead would say something like that.
Right. I don't smoke anything.
100%. The person has to be willing to hear those things without feeling attacked. 100%.
Right. And I take that as experience in business, right? And some people, if you've been in business a long time, you know that you don't know everything, and that you got to take some advice and take the lumps with the good, right? But I think people that kind of think they know it all are the ones that are going to end up getting hurt. And you see that everywhere, not just here on YouTube. Restaurants, how many restaurants open and close every day in your general area, right? I mean, well, now this building's becoming that restaurant. Now it's becoming this, and now it's a mattress store, and now it's a. That's what happens around here. Things close up and they become mattress stores. Aggravates me. No wonder it's so deep. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, the whole point of this was to bring up the high bid, but I watch a lot. I watch enough YouTube every day to say, like, I can tell when people on panel have never spoken before or don't have the greatest relationship with each other, but they're on panel together for some reason. I
cut the tension with a knife type thing.
Right. In fact, I will message if Rhonda and I are in the same chat watching a seller, not on panel, just in the chat. I'll often message her because you can tell when someone's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And as soon as people can hear that in your voice, subconsciously, I think people start to close their wallets a little bit. So I can't, if I went back through my text with Rhonda and said, so-and-so, the frustration's coming out, if those words in my text to Rhonda, hundreds of times I've said that. You can hear the frustration. And I don't know, that's the hard part with it. You got to keep doing it so that you learn.
Kretzer, that's part, I don't want to say it's high school. I mean, it's kind of high school. It doesn't have to be high school. The problem is sometimes people don't mesh, and it's okay if they don't mesh. It's okay if you don't mesh with others. But unfortunately, just some people can't not mesh with someone and not move on with their life. They have to nitpick. So everybody is different, and you have to remember everybody is different. Should they be doing it live? No, absolutely not. But, you have to remember everybody's different. They react differently.
Yep. All right. We're going to do one more thing because I saw this and we're going to.
Good morning, Nikki.
Hey, no, we're not. We're not even going to do that. That's good. Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Is your mama awake yet?
Oh, she's probably been awake and then back to sleep. Had to get cool. I think she's still asleep.
She's still probably, yeah.
Uh-huh.
She didn't have to sell crack of dawn today, so.
Don't forget, everybody, Picky Nikki is on with Ella today at 1 o'clock on Ella's channel, so go check them out if you're hanging out.
Your purse is going out Friday, Nikki.
Yeah, I don't know any of the people on here I follow. I think half the folks I'm supposed to love. If I don't want to be around a person, I'll leave the whole group. Not lose a second of sleep. Yeah. I don't know.
You can't like everybody. Everybody can't like everybody. But you still have to be kind to people regardless. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Bug Files.
Well, and keep in mind that if you're doing this, if you're on here selling stuff as a hobby versus a lot of people, this is a business for them, right? I mean, and you got to run your business, and you wouldn't
exactly.
And I emphasize those words. You have to run your business, right? You don't have to worry about running my business. I'll run my business. You run your business, and they're not going to be the same, right? We're not going to think the same. So you got to take care of that stuff. And I got one more thing to show today. just because it's been sitting on my table and I was going to list it, and I'm not going to list it. $10 start. It's the brass turtle magnifier. $10 brass turtle magnifier.
What?
It's been sitting here on my table forever, and
I don't know. That looks like a great. What do they call it when you move into a new place?
rent.
No. And you give somebody a gift?
Housewarming?
Housewarming. That looks like a great housewarming gift for my buddy.
$10. It is so. It's just, you can see there's.
Why do I keep getting weather alerts? It's 46 degrees out. Oh, fog advisory. Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Fog. So, brass turtle magnifier, $10 start.
It looks like you could start a fire with that bad boy.
No kidding.
Does it work good?
Well, here. So,
You got small print somewhere?
the puzzle is not included in this sale. This is only for demonstration purposes. There's some text on the back of there.
Oh yeah, baby.
So that's what it looks like, and then yeah, now you can actually like read it through there.
Bonnie, we've had the weirdest few weeks of winter. We had a snowstorm right before Christmas, and since then we've been 40, 50s. It's bizarre as all get out. This time of year, it's usually in the 20s, sometimes below zero. So this is bizarre. Is all. I'm in. Anybody want to? Come into?
Bonnie bid 38. That's fine. I'm just teasing you, Bonnie. I know what you're talking about. Anybody else? No, we'll start around it.
Oh, thanks, Vincent.
Appreciate that.
Well, once I said it, I realized I shouldn't have said it, Kretzer.
So inviting.
So I was like, what can I say without sounding terrible? Nothing.
I also, you know what this, so looking through this magnifier, my little piece of green felt here is starting to get very pilly. I'm going to have to get another, next time Abby goes to Joann's or whatever for yarn, I'm going to have her pick me up another piece
I
of
got you, Kretzer.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wonders, all yours.
Invoice me, and I will get you my buddy's address as soon as she has one.
You got it. You need to shave your felt. Yeah, I need to shave my felt. And this here is probably, I've turned it inside out. I guess it's a little better. I could flip it over there for a while. Actually do that.
So I woke up thinking about your peach this morning. I regret not bidding against Carol Ann.
Hang on. This does belong to Carol Ann, everybody. She bought this last night, but I'm going to show everybody.
Robin. She said, Rhonda, please make sure Jabby has your info and she put your address in.
Nice. I'm pretty sure I know how to get a hold of her.
Kretzer, I don't know what you're talking about because you're completely wrong.
Buzz Eater and a lint roller. So I had a lot of
Fresh fake fruit.
And this pomegranate was in there, and Rhonda,
Still think it's a peach with issues.
a peach with issues?
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen a peach with little red
Me
seeds in it.
either.
No, look, that's definitely pomegranate. Look, it's supposed to be a pomegranate.
Yeah.
But
What's growing out of it, right?
Rhonda's X-rated mind went to something else, so she had to take a picture. That's
Just wrong, right?
Well, it's going to California. It's going to California.
I was able to get Robin out of hiding last night with that thing. I sent her a screenshot.
It's not a peach. It's it's plasticky fake stuff, so that looks more like a pomegranate.
Yeah.
That looks like, I don't know what that is, but well.
Yeah, it's just wrong on so many levels.
There's something. What's that'll get the kids to eat fruit.
So I think Blue just wee-weed somewhere he's not supposed to.
Nice. We'll go clean it up. And then we will see you, peach with caviar. Don't forget, everybody. So JJ's having an unboxing today of some sort of, and I'm going to screw this up, but some client of JJ's ex-wife is selling the husband's stuff or something like that. So it's one of those type of auctions. And in just a few minutes over on JJ's, it looks like he needs to go see a doctor. But so check them out. And Nikki is on at 1:00 with Ella on Save Here First. Mad Ex-Wife. Yeah, something like that. Which is kind of intriguing to go watch. So I'm going to go watch it because I want to see what this is about. How mad is she? That's what I want to know. What, and did he have a collection of things that she's now trying to get rid of? So with that, it is almost 10:45. JJ starts in about 10 minutes. I appreciate everyone that participated in the conversation today. Like I say, I think it was good that we all hear those things. I am back on tomorrow at noon for Treasures to Die For, noon Eastern. I'll roll the die. Nikki and I are doing Drop It on Saturday at 1:00. Not just jewelry anymore, all sorts of things. So I'll give you a preview. I have some books, some clothes, some houseware, some craft. If you're into the craft type stuff, when I say craft, not jewelry, but more sewing, ribbon, sticker type of craft. That's when I say craft, I'll do that. I'll of course have some pendants. I'm staring at a tray of pendants over there that I just got yesterday and went through. So I'll have some of those. But I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks so much for hanging out. Do go over to JJ's if you're sticking around the YouTube world. Big Barn Auction Company. And then at 1:00, go see Ella and Nikki at on Save Here First on Ella's channel. And with that, Rhonda, thank you. I will see you in the chats, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Have a good day, y'all.
Bonnie, thank you. Jabberty is on Sunday. Jabberty is on this Sunday. I will have they were trying to get me to use Kim's knowledge of animal parts as Jabberty questions. And I'm intrigued by that, but also trying to find a way to make it so that it's family friendly. So
do it for next month.
Maybe we'll have to think about that. Duty calls. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the chats. Thanks so much. See you soon.